Morning all. Happy Easter and all that. Where's the year disappearing to? That's what I want to know. Anyway, we're in the workshop. Probably my last update before the open day, because that is really fast approaching now. Less than a week, I think, or just about a week. Less than a week. Yeah, less than a week. I'm going to take you through a bit of an overview of the tender. If you haven't seen pictures on the build page on Facebook, there's quite a bit of progress gone on. Even though, if you listen to the sound of my voice, I'm full of cold again. I had a bit of a chest infection, but seemed to crack on with my normal day-to-day job and do a bit of workshop work at the same time. So we'll go over the tender, where we're up to with it. I'm going to put that on now, and you'll see where we're up to, what I've been up to, what I've been doing, and then we'll do a bit of work in the other bit for a request that I got asked about from my last video, which was making them little, I don't think it was a video actually. No, it was just a post, and it was the little C-shape grab rail that's for the front foot plating for the engine. 3 attempts it took me to do that, and finally got it right on the third one. So let's go into the tender and see what's what. So as you can see, quite a bit gone on. I've this morning turned the drag pin up so I can put the actual bar in. I'm not really going to do anything with the bar. It's in its raw state of when it was laser cut. I just wanted to drop it in so again it'll look good for the show. The 2 bumpers I've still got to fit on the front end. I haven't fitted them yet because I needed access through the holes to put some nuts on the inside of the frames. Bit of an awkward setup because I copied that front drag box from the works drawings. In full size it would have been riveted on, and they would have had space to get in with a air gun to put the rivets in. Thinking back, I should have done the holes tapping size and then I could have screwed straight into them, but I haven't. I've done them clearance, so I've got to put nuts on the inside. They're a bit of an awkward fit. I'm working on the springs at the minute to try and get it so that it can sit at the correct height when it's on display. I've got a load more spring steel to cut up into certain lengths. So that's going to be the task for this over the next few days. I'm going to try and get a bit more of the cab angle cut as well. Not cut, silver soldered together, so I can give that some shape. When the tender goes on display, it will have its tank bottom on top of there. Not to cover anything up or anything like that, it's just to show it's its steps as it's going along. You'll still be able to see plenty of what's going on underneath that tank bottom on display when you're walking around it. So grab handle, that little grab handle. Now I've got the obvious question. I'll bring it a bit closer to the camera. The obvious question: why is the 2 nuts at the top of it? It should be spun washers or whatever welded to it, or in this case silver solder to it. And I put the reference picture on the page I think the following day of the full size engine, and it has 2 nuts, one at each end on the top of the foot plating. So I'm copying what I'm seeing. Whether it was right or wrong in full size, what I can see from archive pictures, it's not wrong doing that. I'm not going to go and get the works drawings from the NRM because I know what shape it needs to be. I know the whole centres and everything like that. So I've just made the handle so it looks right to pictures. So we're going to make another one of those today. I'm going to show how I make it, only because I got asked, oh, can you show us how you did that little handle? So that's what we're going to do. I did get I don't know if it was a compliment or a derogatory comment about it, of, you know, good for you because you've done whatever. I don't even know why the guy needed to post that. I don't, it confused me a little bit. So anyone that follows this build will know that I'm trying to replicate a full-size engine as best I can in miniature. So comments like that, you know, oh, good for you, you've done that. If you don't like it, don't bloody comment. Don't say anything. Don't like it. In fact, don't even bother following the bloody page. We don't need that kind of nonsense. You know, if you've got something good to say it by all means. If you've got nothing good to say, you know, if it's just going to be some stupid comment, keep it to yourself. I'm not interested. And I think a lot of other model engineers out there that strive to make something look as best they can to the bigger counterpart of what we're modelling, they don't need to see it either on their posts. I don't know what's bloody going wrong with people at the minute. But yeah, thanks ever so much for your comment, I guess. Who knows? Who knows what it were? Anyway, as it was pointed out by other people on another post completely different, show us what you're building. That normally shuts you up because you can't build anything, you don't know where to start building anything. So anyway, enough of me moaning and waffling on. Let's get on and make this little grab rail and get it into some sort of shape. I'm still in 2 minds whether to solder up that other corner piece and actually film it, because, well, I've talked about it, so I might silver solder that up as well. Probably not in this video, we'll do it in another video. There's so much to get done in a short space of time, so let's crack on and we'll reconvene afterwards. Okay, hope you can hear me okay. So as you can see, 3 attempts it took me. There's the one I made, and there's the other 2 there that I cocked up. So we'll chuck them there. Now I've done a little bit of a cheat. You can see there's some red lines on it, and I've already threaded the 2 ends. You can see that. So the legs there, you can see, are over long, and where the black lines are on, that's where I'm going to shorten it. You can see that, there's a little black line either, one where my thumb is and then one down here. So I've got to shorten that one. Put that to one side. Right, to make this C shape, you're going to need one of these. See that? Let me get it set up so you can see it a bit better. Put it about there. Adjust the camera a little bit. Try there, that's better. So we're going to be working on this one here. Bit of angle iron, welded to a bigger bit of angle iron, and a peg. The peg is creating a radius. That is stopping it from moving. I'm going to bend that way. So where I want the bend line to be is on that red line. So if I provided I align that red line with that in there, I'll get the 90-degree bend where I need it to be. Don't worry too much about that pressing against there. You think, oh, the thread is going to press against there and it's going to damage the thread. It's not going to damage it, really. Just don't have that much pressure on it. So I'll use the old one as a little bit of a, make sure I've got it in the right spot so that they're going to be equal. So I can see what's going on. Should be about right there. This rod that I'm using, or wire, however you want to look at it, is 332 diameter or 7BA. And if it looks like you've gone a little bit over your 90 degrees, which that does, put it in the other way around and just pull it back a little bit. There we are. First bend. So now to do the second bend is exactly like the first one, really. So I'm going to make sure that this is going to bend in the right spot. I'm going to use the old one as a template. To get it where I need it to be. Before I do this, I'm just checking to make sure that the thread's going to be at the right height. Excuse me. Because if I get the thread in the wrong spot, I can't put any more additional thread on it without straightening it out again. And if you know anything about metalwork, the more you bend a bit of steel, the more it's going to go brittle and end up snapping. So I'm having a bit of patience with this job now, to be honest, because I want it to be right. I don't want to have to make it again for that reason. And I'm literally just checking and double checking and checking again to make sure that bend's going to go in the right spot. I've got a feeling I'm going to go a bit short there. I don't know why. I have gone short. Why have I just done that? So there we are. There's a cock up for you. Even though I've checked it and checked it and checked it, I've put the bend right in the wrong place. So I'm just going to cut the camera a second and start again and make another one of them. That is a right royal balls up. That's how short it is, look. There we are. So just goes to show you can get things wrong. Bear with me. Right, we're back again. I've just started to bend that one and I started to get it in the wrong place again. So I'm just adjusting it now so I can get the bend correct. I think what I did is I didn't take into consideration the radius of the bend. I went too early. I say went too early. Oh, bent it too far that time. Let's check this one. Better. Looks better that now. Let's check it off the other one. Perfect. A little bit fraction longer than the other one, and it is only a fraction, but as I've got room in the plate for that to go one to the other, that one's a little bit, something doesn't seem right with that. I don't know what it is. That's right there. Bent right. Don't know, it just seems a bit of a trick of the eye on that one. There we are. Another one done. Right, let's just go into the other bit and we'll get it fitted in place. Okay, so what the difference was, what I found the difference was there wasn't enough thread on one leg. It wasn't as high up as it is the other side, so it wasn't level. That's where it's going to fit on the second plate. It's going to give me the correct look that I'm looking for. There we go. Job done. So I'm going to silver solder that up. That second S bend on there. We won't do that today. Do that next time. Right. So there we go. Second one done. Bit of a cock up halfway through, but these things happen. All I can think of is I didn't take into account how much it was going to bend around that peg that's sticking up. I did have drawn up to do those an actual bending jig that was going to have laser cut, but then I remembered about that little one that I've just used. That's something my dad made for doing the handrails on the old class 2 tender. There's two bits to it, so I can bend 332 rod and a 1/8 rod for doing handrails and putting a 90 degree on the ends. When you've got, where is it? When you've got like this is the back of the cab, which sits, the seat back for the driver goes on there. When you've got two holes like that, you've got to be a bit critical to get that handrail. You've got to be critical for the distance, because otherwise it's not going to look right. Pretty much similar to the front foot plating, but with those they're going to be soldered in because on full size they were welded handrails in. So I've drawn up on CAD an actual bending jig. I'm going to have laser cut, and then what it'll allow me to do is to put the 1/8 rod in and basically bend it to shape and take it out the jig, and then it'll fit straight in those two holes. I won't need to mess about worrying about distances and radiuses and bending allowance or anything like that. It'll just bend and it'll all fit perfectly. So there we go, we're up to date again. You'll probably see I put a post on YouTube. I'm going to go live at the event at CTL Seal next weekend. I'm going to attempt to go live on YouTube. I say attempt because I don't know what signal strength I'm going to have when I'm there. It might all go pear-shaped and I'll not be able to do it. If that's the case, I'll just do snapshot videos and try and upload them as best I can of the day. But I'm hoping to go live and have a bit of a walk round handheld for anyone that can't make the event. Not to show you this bit, but to show you the other two engines that are being built there. If you don't follow their pages, I'll try and get the links for their Facebook pages in the comments for this video, so you can follow progress. I like seeing what they're doing and what's progressing on with those engines. Hengist, and it's a B17 Spirit of Sandringham is the other engine at the building. That has a significant step yesterday with its smokebox door. Chimney's gone on, and I think they're about to lift next week. They're going to lift the smokebox up onto the frames, and then they've had some of the cab stuff done as well. So good progress on both engines. So what other news have I got to tell you? Oh, one thing before I go. I had some castings. I acquired some castings for the pony truck. Bear with me. Oh. Now, some of you might know what they look like if you're building a Dick Stockings engine class 2. So you got the truck frame, 2 truck frames, they sit like in that sort of thing, and then you've got a truck centre, which is this big lump, and that kind of sits on like so on the top, and it allows the truck to move from side to side on it. It'll be all sprung. There's a spring that sits in here in the frame there, and it's quite a complicated fabrication, to be honest, as it's drawn up for the Dick Stockings class 2. But I was approached by Michael Jack, which I've harped on about his castings before, and if you haven't seen his page, he's doing a standard 3 in 5-inch gauge, and he approached me about the pony truck. So I was asking quite a few questions about it, and because I got these castings and what he's decided he would like to try and do is for me to do a build video, or a series of build videos, but using his pony truck castings and laser cut parts. So the pony truck of this, now he's going to go from a complicated design into still a complicated design, but it's going to be a proper replica of the full-size pony truck. So that's some exciting development for this, because I wasn't going down that route with the pony truck. You know, obviously acquiring these castings and stuff like that, even though I've gone to that extent with the rest of the engine. And I was, you know, with that front drag box and the pony pivot plate that's going to go underneath and everything like that, which was going to be Michael Jack's casting anyway. Having this now is going to allow me to show you how it all goes together using Michael's castings, because I didn't realise, and he sent me a picture of this the other day, those 2 outer truck frames are actually meant to be one piece, and there's two bits that go to the outside. It all will be explained when the castings come through. But yeah, that's going to be a nice job, and a bit of a collaboration between myself and Michael, using his castings to basically put a massive bit of detail in the front end of this engine. So yeah, keep an eye on that. I'm going to sign off for now, because I'm really struggling at the minute to even talk with this bloody cold virus thing that I've had over the last few weeks. I'm going to sign off. Next time I'll see you will be at the open day, and all this will be on display, and if you're there, come and say hello. You know, and we'll go through. I'll show you what I can. We can talk about engines and engineering, and, you know, shoot the breeze, have a coffee and do whatever. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you there. If not, we'll see you on the next update. Ta-ra for now.